Hey guys, welcome to a quick vlog I thought I'd throw together before we go to San Jose. I am traveling in the morning, so I thought I'd give you just a quick update on how things are going. Obviously, as I mentioned, Intel Extreme Masters San Jose kicking off on Saturday and Sunday. That's going to be, so it's a big event. And actually, it's probably maybe the last major arena event in the North America I'm going to do for a while, especially for League of Legends at least. Could be other games maybe coming in the past, but certainly for League of Legends, it's most likely maybe my last major event in the North America at least. Anyway, not done. I'm not going anywhere, guys. It's just obviously now I'm no longer doing the LCS for Riot Games, and that's moving on. You know, it's a big thing for me because it will be my first event as an actually ESL employee. Of course, I did do many Intel Extreme Masters over the last 4+ years. I think it started out probably back at Gamescom, maybe Kiev, not too sure which one it was. I think it was Gamescom 2011 or something like that. CLG TSM in the final. Crazy stuff. So long time in gaming in the big stage, honestly, but it's a pretty big thing with the Intel Extreme Masters. This is a big gamble for them themselves. This is, I guess, probably the biggest event because the Worlds wasn't in North America this year. It's the biggest event in North America. I think it's a 17,000 stadium. Not too sure the exact capacity they're going to use because obviously there's StarCraft there as well, StarCraft 2. A massive amount of casters, and I want to talk about the casters because obviously you guys have seen the lineup. In case you're unsure who exactly is there, obviously myself there, along with Joe Miller, of course. Jat's there, so my old partner Josh Leishman. Kobe's going to be there. Monte Cristo's there. St. Vicious is there. Snoop is there. Riv is there. And Shox is there. So massive lineup. And it's great because there's so many things that are going to happen this weekend that haven't. We're going to try probably most of the games as tri-casts. And I can tell you the first pairing will be myself, Joe, and Jat. And that was the original TriCast, of course, that we tried out back at IPL 5. Way back when it wasn't even thought of. We just like, you know what? We need more people involved to get a little bit more excited. We needed more people in the final because we were already getting too many casters at the time. So we figured out best combo was me, Joe, and Jat. And honestly, it has been fantastic. We did it at All-Stars Paris, I believe. I think that was the combo we used for the final as well there. So it really is a good combo. Works well. Secondly, now this is a combo that I'm sure a lot of you guys are going to want to see. Myself, Monte Cristo, and St. Vicious. And I know a lot of you guys want to see Monty and St. Vicious in the same cast, so it's going to be a great one. That's actually going to be for the second game. I think it's I'm not too sure which game it will be. Whichever the second one is that goes along, I can spin around. I'm going to try and find the schedule for you while I'm going straight through it. It's the second match of the day. It's going to be all kicking off on the 6th of December, by the way. If you're unsure, that's going to be 12 o'clock Pacific time. Figure it out if you can. Get your Google World Time, whatever. Figure the times out where you're going to be, where you'll be. The first game will be Unicorns of Love Lion Gaming. That'll be myself, D-Man, obviously myself, D-Man, Joe, and Jat. Second game, which is 3 o'clock, is Pain Gaming Cloud 9, and that's going to be myself, Monty, and St. Vicious. And then TSM versus the winners of Unicorns of Love and Lion Gaming, I believe, is Joe, Jat, and Kobe. So epic start to the day. Going to be fantastic. That's all in day one. We haven't decided day two yet. We're going to take it and see how it goes. Obviously, there's the analyst desk the whole time we're going there. Always going to be 4 guys manning that. Obviously, we're going to have Shox roaming around doing all sorts of awesome things on that stage as well. So it really is going to be a fantastic setup, and it's going to be interesting to see how the caster pairs go. Obviously, I've never cast with Monte Cristo, which is crazy because I've probably done like maybe 10 events with him now. I'm not too sure. Maybe even more than that. Did all the MLGs in the past. You guys have seen, obviously, the MLG interview that he did of me. God, that was back in, I can't even think, 2012 maybe. I think it was in Raleigh or Dallas. I'm not too sure. But we did a bunch of MLGs together. We probably did about 5 or 6, maybe even 7 MLGs together. But for some reason, we never got to cast together. It was just like one of those pairings that didn't work. I think I was generally always with Jat, so Monty was always with Optimus Tom or somebody else at the time. Maybe Quickshot was there. So yeah, we never actually got to cast together. Crazy stuff. So it's going to be great to cast with him, and it's going to be interesting to see because obviously this is the thing. This is how you break out new partnerships. And moving on to new partnerships, obviously the fact that myself and Joe have stepped away from Riot now from the European LCS, to move to ESL, does mean, of course, there is going to be new casters. Now, you guys watching, you have to give them a chance. You have to give these casters a chance. There's going to be a lot of very green, very new casters probably coming out that Riot may well be testing out. They're probably going through the interview process right now. I guess it's probably going to be faces that you've seen. So try to be gentle on them, guys. Try to be gentle on them. I know there's a high bar that you guys aspire to, and rightly so, because the LCS over the last 2 years has been magnificent production level. The production level will always be there. If you just give those casters a chance, they will get there. If you go back to 2013 and watch the start, we were pretty rusty at the time. So yeah, give those guys a chance. Also, speaking of casters, we're going to be doing signing sessions. Teams will be there as well. So whichever teams are not playing, and I think whichever caster's not on either the analyst desk or the caster desk, it's going to be available somewhere. Not too sure where Intel Extreme Masters are setting this up, but there's going to be a signing session somewhere in that arena. So if you go in, be sure you're going to be able to catch all your favorite players and of casters if that's your thing. Now moving on, let's talk about the teams actually, because it's a bit of a weird event. It's obviously got a couple of invites. A couple of clearly better teams, and of course we've also got the wild cards is what they'd be in Riot's World Championships. But yeah, starting off, Unicorns of Love. If you haven't seen them, it's going to be their first big arena event. They have actually qualified for the European LCS. They knocked out Millennium in the promotion series back just before the Worlds played. The main one to watch there for me is Vizicachi in the top lane and Power of Evil. We're going to get to see Power of Evil in that mid lane. He is pretty awesome, honestly. They're playing up against Lion Gaming, who themselves, obviously the Mexican hopefuls coming through, but they do actually have 2 Team 8 subs, so they're going to have Maple Street and Dodo. Now, these, obviously, Team 8 have qualified for the LCS as well in North America, so they've got a couple of tough competition, and honestly, it's possible that Team 8's bot lane of Maple Street and Dodo, that combo may actually beat Unicorns of Love bottom lane, because that was the area that everyone perceived to be weaker back in the promotion. So definitely going to be an interesting first game, that one. Second game, of course, is a big tough one, especially for Pain Gaming. Pain Gaming, Brazil's pretty much big team. They're the main team. You've got Keat Stars as well, but Pain Gaming was like one of the originals that everybody supported in there. Got to see how that one works out for them. There is 2 Koreans in there as well. They've been in the bottom lane since, I think, May or something like that. So they've been there for about 8 months or so. Didn't qualify, of course. Kaboom came through to the World Championships. So a lot to prove, I think, for those guys. But they're going up against one of your North American favorites. It is Cloud9, of course. And it is the same guys. No changes. They've had plenty of time to relax. And I hope they are prepared. Because, of course, we are playing on the 420 patch. Which, if you guys watched the OGN this morning, we saw the 420 patch in its first sort of major tournament side, and a lot of interesting things coming out there. Interesting to see the pick and ban. So it's gonna be great to see how obviously North America, Brazil, Mexico, Europe has all adapted to this new 420 patch, and if there's anything they've found that could be potential. And of course, those teams will qualify. So the winner of Unicorns of Love versus Lion Gaming will be played versus TSM, I believe it is. So the first semi-final, it will be played on the Saturday. Saturday will be the last game on the Saturday. I believe these are all best of 3s as well. I'm pretty sure they're all best of 3s, yeah, because it goes on for 3 hours, so they must be best of 3s the whole time. And then, of course, we get to the final, which is the biggie on the Sunday. But yes, the winner of Unicorns of Love versus Lion Gaming, obviously instantly in a challenge. Personally, for myself, I'd like to see Unicorns of Love get there, because I want to see Power of Evil up against Bjergsen, because that's going to be an interesting one. Because for me, Power of Evil is like one of the new up-and-coming talents, new superstars maybe. He's a German player, did very well in the qualifiers, and of course, absolutely shined everywhere he's gone. He's done well, so interested to see how that one works out. And of course, let's not forget Santorin is now there, and that's going to be his first official game for TSM, I guess. So bit of a meteoric rise for him myself. I remember casting him in Challenger just last year, and then suddenly he obviously went off to, I think it was Coast, was he in for a while, and now he's in TSM, arguably North America's biggest team. Certainly were the #1 seed going into Worlds, and by far, I think, probably the most popular team in League of Legends history, completely across the board. Like, obviously, we were having TSM chants in Taipei and Singapore and Korea, let's face it. Everybody knows the TSM chant. Secondly, of course, the winner of Pain Gaming Cloud9, which you would assume will be Cloud9, but let's see. We've had upsets, of course. Kaboom, always remember Kaboom, and of course they will be up against Alliance in the semi-finals. That in itself is a biggie because it's going to be Reckless's first official game for Alliance. Now, the Alliance guys, they've been in North America for around about 2 weeks already, so I would assume they're pretty well prepared for this one. I expect to see them doing some pretty good things over there. Big one for me in this game, obviously Reckless, but alongside him is Nif. Now, there's a lot of pressure on Nif because obviously you guys know that Crepo is out there. There was a lot of talk about him joining Alliance. Hasn't happened though, and as far as I know, it may not be happening, but there's still a lot of pressure on him. I mean, the fact that obviously Tabs went was a big deal in itself. Great player, honestly. Great attitude for me. But Reckless coming in. Reckless has always been the phenom. He's always been the guy that everyone watched. He broke records last year in the LCS. So there's no surprise, obviously, when he was available, Alliance wanted to pick him up. So got to see how that one works out. Remember, guys, if you haven't got a ticket, you can if you're in the California area. Or maybe if you're traveling there, I don't know. I think there's still tickets available. I'm not sure. I haven't actually checked myself. But it's going to be an awesome tournament. Check it out. It's intelextrememasters.com/ well, just go there, .com, and it'll just go straight to San Jose. This is they're into season 9 now, and I've been doing probably since season 5, I think, in Intel Extreme Masters. Always an awesome event, always a big finals. You guys always know the Kanavica finals; they're always fantastic. So yeah, that's pretty much it for me. I've got a 4 a.m. alarm set, so it's going to be pretty early. It's already nearly 10 o'clock, so I better get off to sleep, and I hope to see you guys there. If not, I'll see you around. I'm not disappearing off the planet. There is talk of me obviously casting other games. Maybe it'll be CSGO, maybe it'll be, I don't know, whatever. Any new game, any big game, any little game, honestly. My previous game was, before League of Legends, was Call of Duty 4 Pro Mod on the PC. Awesome game, by the way, guys. So who knows what I'm going to be doing, but there's a lot of things to come. Obviously, Intel Extreme Masters Cologne is coming up. I believe the tickets were released today as well. Very limited space on that. That's going to be in the Cologne studios at ASL with the old Riot LCS back in 2013. So yeah, very limited space for that one. A lot of big teams already coming for that. So if you want to get them, you better get over there and get them as well. So thanks for watching, guys. I will be back, and I'll be seeing you on the screens very soon because I'm off on a plane to San Jose.